Hey my everythings, I hope that you all are doing well. If you are new to the channel, welcome. If you would like to get notified anytime that new reads are being posted, please feel free to subscribe and also hit that notification bell so that you can get those notifications anytime that new reads are being posted, okay? This read is going to be for Capricorn. Capricorn, I'm seeing that this read is strongly being influenced by the planet Neptune. Neptune goes through an orbital cycle every 165 years. So what you're going through during the cycle of this read could be something that was transferred over from another lifetime. Okay? This has to do with the mythical realm. Maybe your dreams, something that has happened in your dreams, something that will happen in your dreams. So Spirit is just saying, like, give really close attention to what's going on in your dreams because it'll help give you some guidance, right? Neptune also has influence over the ocean, storms, the weather, psychic powers, and what happens now and long-term effects of what's happening now, okay? So I'm seeing that the ego within the spirit of true self has been seeking security from some type of insult. Maybe you insulted someone, maybe someone insulted you, so take it as it resonates. I'm also seeing that one of the challenges during the cycle of this read is you maintaining your virtue or you feeling divine or something like that. I definitely was channeling that energy where like someone was struggling or like feeling challenged with believing that there is a divine source within them, and I could hear like that they were constantly being insulted. Now, I don't know if these insults were coming from the spirit of true self, you know, like the ego, and that you were going through an ego death, which is pretty much just like a transformation, you being able to face those fears, or what the situation was. I just know that the ego within the spirit of true self was definitely seeking security from some type of insult, okay? I'm also seeing that the soul has been teaching the spirit of true self a lesson in regard to the western wind. So I'm seeing some western wind, some north or southern wind, take it as it resonates, and then I'm also seeing some eastern wind. So with the western wind, I'm seeing that the soul is teaching the spirit of true self a lesson about partnerships and community in regard to friction and conflict, right? So as certain situations or conflicts may have arisen or may have come about, I'm seeing that the spirit of true self has learned a lesson about it. Oh, excuse me. That has to do with the western wind. So the process of friction and how that affects your relationships or your partnerships within your community and stuff like that, especially considering the lesson that the soul is trying to teach the spirit of true self in regard to the northern or the southern wind. That's what I meant. Like that only you know if it's the northern or the southern wind, right? Because you know what lesson you learned from. So you know that the spirit of true self has learned the lesson in regards to partnerships and community. If the process of friction has been taught to you in regard to community and partnerships or relationships, right? In regard to big business, because that's where the northern or the southern wind is coming from, or that the direction that you went in, okay? So then with the southern wind, it represents power from big business. So this could also be coming from both ends, right? And you're the center point of those influences of big business and the lessons learned. So definitely take it as it resonates. Though I am seeing, like I said, that the soul is teaching the spirit of true self a lesson in regard to the northern and the southern wind. The northern wind represents you learning a lesson about partnerships, community, and relationships. The southern wind represents power. Okay, you learning a lesson about power. Either way, the dynamic of, I'm seeing a power, like power struggle, or in some type of way that power is moving up, or you're moving up, or what is the word? Ascending by the way of power, right? Because there's power in big business, though big business does not attain that or maintain or sustain that power without the communities and partnerships and groups that contribute to it, right? So what I'm seeing is that you learn a lesson about that during the cycle of this read, and considering the fact that Neptune is strongly involved in that, it could have been something that you've inherited that your bloodline needed to learn from, okay? I'm also seeing, like I said, the process of friction. This could have to do with like cultural differences, is what I'm really like picking up on. And like how big businesses have kind of like been the orchestrators of the way that certain communities or groups have excelled or not excelled within the society. I'm also seeing that with the eastern wind, the soul has been teaching the spirit of true self a lesson in regard to the perception of all of it. So what I'm seeing is someone that is standing strong in their eastern wind, and the western wind is teaching the spirit of true self a lesson about the process of what's going on between the northern and the southern winds, the power and the community and the partnership, and how you as the center of the vessel are navigating through all of it. Though I'm seeing that it's because you're on to something, that you stand strong in that perspective, or that wind that's really pushing you into that awareness with the eastern wind, okay? So take it as it resonates. You know, it is something that you gracefully move into, or something that you gracefully move with, because you're the navigator. The spirit of true self is the navigator, and the soul is the one that agrees to have you learn these lessons and to grow spiritually and mature spiritually, as it's prioritizing the wellness of the soul. It's like the soul is like, is the spirit of true self going to go with the ego that's essentially seeking security with some type of insult, or is it going to learn from those insults, or is it going to prioritize the wellness of the soul, right? And with that being said, that could be the reason why I'm seeing that the challenge through the cycle of the read has been you questioning or navigating through it. Like, is this saintly? Is this virtuous? Is this divine? Right? So I'm seeing someone that wants to know for sure if they're being divinely guided or spiritually guided, because you've been dealing with insults, maybe coming from any direction, and especially in a space that you cannot control, like the dream realm, right? So that's kind of what I'm seeing that you were going through, or that you were dealing with. I'm also seeing the paradise energy, where there's happiness and joy, playfulness, enjoying each other's company, maybe a group of people, or just you individually with someone else romantically. And then I'm also seeing honeymoon phase. That's why I said that. And then I'm also seeing Cupid's arrow. So with Cupid's arrow, there is a representation of some type of romanticism. So like I said, this could be about the partnership or relationship between you and someone else that's romantic. It's saying to have faith because love is coming. And also maybe there's like a surprise invitation or being struck by love. I'm also seeing partying. So spending time with friends, having fun, being happily single or in a relationship, take it as it resonates, and also just enjoying and living in the moment. Just having like a good celebration for life and being in love and loving yourself, loving your life is really what I'm seeing. And then to bring it full circle, starting with paradise on the pathway to abundance is what I'm seeing, with a positive mindset, the energy of manifestation, gratitude, a sense of bliss and blessings. Okay, so we already know that the ego of true self is seeking security from some type of insult. And as the soul has the spirit of true self learning lessons, the spirit of true self sends messages by the way of the experiences that you go through. So it registers with the soul that you've learned those lessons, right? So I'm seeing that there may have been some experiences involved in the process of this read where you did some wine tasting or something like that. Okay. Or this could have to do with the cries of the spirit, like how the spirit cries out. Okay, how the spirit cries out, because maybe in certain types of ways in your life, by the way of experiences that you've had during the cycle of this read, there are experiences that you've gone through where you felt like you were being drained of your energy or something like that, right? And that's kind of what I'm seeing. When it comes to wine tasting, because people strongly associate whining with, like, you know, someone crying or someone giving their grievances. And people don't usually do that unless they feel like they're not being heard, right? And that also is part of a reason why someone would insult another person, because of some type of defense. There are so many different layers to our experiences and what we go through in our lives. So take it as it resonates, though I am seeing wine tasting. So it could be surface level with wine tasting, right? Though the depth of it, as you heard me explain, is that it can be multiple layers within the reality that could resonate with all of these different descriptions of what could the spirit of true self be trying to tell me. What lessons am I supposed to be learning, as there's a push and pull with energy between the winds of power and the winds of community, communication, and partnership with the northern and southern wind in regard to big business. And then there's also the eastern wind that gives you that aspect and that perception that says, hey, you're onto something, right? And then there's that western wind that comes in that's revealing to you that this is a process, and the process is friction. So, coming from that energy and all of those winds, and you seeking security in it all, what I'm seeing is that the spirit is sending you an energy and a message of rebirth. So with that rebirth energy, spirit says that there's an opportunity for deep transformation that is coming before you, okay? And like I said, the cycle of this read is being strongly influenced by the planet Neptune. And Neptune goes through an orbital cycle every 165 years. So the fact that the rebirth card is coming out by the way of the spirit of true self to say, hey, this is something that was going on before you existed within this reality. And I'm hearing like settling depths, or like closing depths, or like learning karmic lessons and growing into your divine power. Like I said, you are ascending into a realm where you have permissions to be more than just this physical vessel that is only satisfied by material assets. Okay? And so that also means that you're tapping into what is illogical, like the things that kind of don't make sense. And you gracefully lean into that because you're being divinely guided. Especially if you're trying to understand what your virtue is, and you know what I mean? Because I'm seeing that that has been a challenge for you. Then I'm also seeing the spring, which is the season that's coming up for you. It says a time for renewal, stepping into uncharted territory. Like I said, I'm seeing the rebirth. I'm seeing you going into uncharted territory. And like I said, I'm seeing an ascension. So it is something different and something new for you, because Neptune is completing that cycle. And the thing about these cycles and the cosmos and being of celestial origin, which we all are, is that you are a part of a constellation at all points in time. That's how you get your perspective, right? And so there are other star beings within your reality that either you know or you don't know, that are in alignment so that you can have the experiences that you have. And I think that that's a delightful fact for us to have that perspective where it's like, hey, you're onto something, right? Because the more you know, right? And so with the spring that's coming, all of these other things that come together when the spring season takes place, there are other people that in your life and people that aren't in your life that are accomplishing and achieving and coming right into alignment is the word that I'm hearing, so that you can get into this energy and this frequency of rebirth, so that you are secure in how you are being divinely guided in ascension. Okay? Then I'm seeing deep listening. So with deep listening, that's another thing of like where I'm seeing that wine tasting energy, because it's like you could, on surface level, one of you could be wine tasting, right? And we're just, different wines from the same winery or whatever. Though it could be in depth, right? Because it's different dimensions, and it says deep listening. So with that deep listening, like I said, it's just like hearing the different cries of what's wrong, understanding the different issues or the problems when it comes to the ways of the world, and understanding how you are divinely guided to move through those uncharted waters. Okay? So with deep listening, I'm seeing Spirit say, I invite you to the inner silence where the world resounds. Like I said, it's like you're hearing the issues and the problems of the world, the cries that not everyone walks around whining and crying, right? And most of the time people choose to be strong and to be resilient, and I encourage resilience and strength, especially when those emotions of I can't do this, I'm not good enough count against you, right? Because you do have the strength and the ability to overcome those challenges. So let's look into the emotions that are associated with the overall read, and then we'll get into the read. So I'm seeing that Spirit is saying for you not to feel suspicious, because maybe in that deep listening there was some suspicion, like, am I going crazy? Am I hearing, like, what am I hearing right now? That could have been the experience, because sometimes it does happen that way when you are being divinely guided and spiritually guided on a pathway that you've never gone on before, right? I was seeing for you to remain kind And like I said, the ego of spirit of true self is seeking security in some type of insult. And sometimes we only learn by the way of what we experience. Usually we learn by the way of what we experience. So if you were raised in a family or raised around a group of people, or you're raised in a culture where that's what people do, like they insult each other, they don't care about how it makes the other person feel, whatever, because there's this idea that you get tough skin, it makes you stronger, right? However, what about when you're deep listening and you're in that spirit of true self versus the ego, aka the influences of everyone else and who you're supposed to be around everyone else, right? And in that deep listening, those insults are being reflected back upon you. You have to face it and overcome it with kindness. Kindness to yourself. And then after you've experienced that friction by the way of the Western wind, right? Remember that big business also benefits off of war. Yeah. And I mean, it could benefit off of peace as well, because celebration and joy in life also merits amazing and miraculous things to happen and good things to happen in the world. Though I'm seeing that you're learning that either way, big business could benefit off of communities coming together and amazing and good things happening. And then you also understand the perception of the other, right? And in this, I'm seeing that you learned that, you know, Spirit is saying, like, in that deep listening, when you're going through that rebirth and you're going through that ascension, even in that shadow where you face the spirit of true self and all of the negative and mean and nasty things or unkind things that you may have said to others, or insults that have been projected upon you, that you learn and your brain has processed or your vessel has stored. And then in the event that it's just you and you, are you speaking nicely and kindly to yourself, because Spirit is saying that you should be? Okay? Then I'm seeing for you not to be afraid, because sometimes this friction can make us afraid of our spirit of true self, right? So you shouldn't be afraid of being kind, okay? I'm seeing for you not to feel ashamed. That I'm seeing that forgiveness is healing, right? And forgiveness is healing is the overall message, because you are a forgiving energy and your world is becoming more of a peaceful place, right? And in that, you have to forgive yourself. That's the spirit of true self. That's God, right? You have to forgive yourself and give yourself grace. Don't curse yourself. Don't judge yourself too harshly. Give yourself grace and freedom to move on, to heal, okay? Or forgive the other person, because that also gives you permission and freedom to heal, okay? I'm seeing that someone has time today, because I got a lot on my plate is in reverse, okay? And you shouldn't feel embarrassed, okay? So, if you're not familiar with how it is that I do my reads, I do them based on time that has been offered or is available to me for me to be able to share the message with you, so thank you. The time that has been offered to me is the Page of Swords, which is a representation of someone being ambitious about seeking knowledge or getting information. And then the Two of Pentacles, where someone is making a decision, like making a decision to get more information, okay? This frequency, this energy is coming in as like elegant, and it's something that's been attracted to me, so thank you. And it's also useful. So then the energy that I see you in for the cycle of the read is the Seven of Swords reversed. So with the Seven of Swords reversed energy, it is someone that wants to operate in their truth, like someone that doesn't want to hide the truth, someone that wants to be honest about how they're feeling, about what's going on. Maybe this is, you know, you being in that energy of like, okay, I was wrong. Maybe I shouldn't have said all of those or thought those mean things about myself or about you, right? And I'm seeing that this is someone that doesn't want to be mischievous, and you want to be aware of how it is that I'm seeing, like, as a man thinks, so he is. So you want to be aware of how to control the way that you think and how you are projecting that into your reality onto others, and you want to operate in that truth, okay? So I'm seeing that in the past position during the cycle of this read that you were in the Five of Pentacles reversed energy. So if the Five of Pentacles reversed, it is someone that, if there were any losses, like if someone passed away, if someone got sick, if there was like a financial loss or something like that, that you were able to gracefully heal from it and get over it, okay? I'm seeing that you're in this Five of Pentacles reverse energy as like accepting, right? So someone may have even cursed you. I'm not projecting, or this happened in the past, right? So maybe someone cursed you or something like that. And wanted you to experience some type of financial loss, like they really despised you and they wanted you to learn a lesson. Though remember, this is 165 years cycle with the planet Neptune. So maybe you experienced this in a dream. And if you have experienced it in a dream, then it's because it's something that has happened like in another lifetime, right? So if this has happened in another lifetime, and during the cycle of this read is coming to an end, right? That cycle has come to an end. And I'm seeing like maybe someone got robbed or something like that in the past. And I'm just seeing that when it happened, that you were in this energy or in this frequency of like being calm. You were relaxed. You didn't respond the way that other people usually respond. Right? And with the insult, it's like maybe someone cursed someone, is what I'm seeing. And I say that because there's like this mythical or mystical energy, and then there's also like a refreshing energy to the fact that you were able to heal from it. So what I'm really seeing is that someone did like some type of light work to bring that cycle to an end, to remove the curse, to incite healing, right? So whatever like loss that you were meant to experience, you were able to heal from it by being divinely guided into what happened next, okay? So then I'm seeing that what happened next was you were in this Knight of Swords energy where you wanted to know the truth about like what happened, how it happened, or maybe you were ready to face your fears, okay? The Knight of Swords is someone that's like, I'm ready. Like, what's up? You know what I mean? Like, this is someone that's not afraid. Because it's like, if you lost everything, hearing that Justin Bieber song, like, what if you had it all, right? So this is someone that had felt like they lost everything, though there's this calming energy, this relaxing energy, because you don't have to fight for it. You're not fighting for it, right? You're just gracefully allowing and accepting the things that are happening to happen because you understand that there's a lesson to be learned here. So then I'm seeing that you want to understand and learn what that lesson was, and Neptune has helped you not only learn that lesson, though, to bring that karmic cycle to an end, so that you can operate in an energy where you are being divinely guided by the reassurance of understanding the process of the friction that has happened in the past and the way that you gracefully want to move forward, okay? So I'm seeing with the Knight of Swords energy that this is someone that's ambitious about moving forward, someone that's ambitious about learning about how to move forward honorably, because you're being received as like honorable and virtuous. And you know how it was saying like the challenge was virtue and divinity, and I'm just seeing that because you lost it all in the past is the reason why. Like if you did not go through what you went through, you wouldn't be received in this energy as honorable and saintly where you are pursuing that, okay? And so moving forward, you're also being received as like this is divine intelligence, and you're being divinely guided to be in that energy. So it's more of like a congratulations rather than to be sorrowful and upset about what it is that you may have lost, okay? Then I'm seeing that this is either you or someone else that's in your energy, that's in this King of Cups energy. It could always be you, right? The King of Cups is someone that is emotionally mature and emotionally intelligent, knows how to manage their emotions and knows how to understand the emotions of others. Since you are a Capricorn, we can be like really strongly focused on our finances and only rooted in logic. And as far as emotions, we're even willing to put our emotions to the side to focus on getting the bag and making sure that we're financially secure. Though you can be financially secure and have all the money in the world, and does that feel the spiritual energy that, you know, does that balance out the emotional energy? Some people would say yes, some Capricorns would say no, that it doesn't satisfy you, and so you continue to seek, right? Though in this King of Cups energy, I'm seeing that because you went through what you went through, and it may have affected you emotionally, or it brought to the forefront you prioritizing being in a calm energy, being in an accepting energy, being in a relaxing energy, being divinely guided, refreshed, and restored. You come to this frequency of being in a King of Cups energy where you become more emotionally intelligent and aware of how to communicate your emotions. You may have even started going to therapy is what I'm seeing. So take it as it resonates. And I'm seeing that you're in this King of Cups energy, or there's a King of Cups energy that, you know, you experience in your life. It could be this person that you're romantic with. This is someone that's loyal to you, or you're operating in this energy out of loyalty because you care about people, you love the people that you're connected to, and the last thing that you want to do is be insulting them or want to be surrounded by people that want to insult you, whether they say it to your face or behind your back, right? So I'm seeing the King of Cups energy being received as loyal, being someone that's lively, and someone that's not dramatic at all, okay? Then towards the end of the cycle of the read, I am seeing the King of Pentacles energy. So with this King of Pentacles energy, this could represent the fact that you have mastered your emotions and your finances. So I'm seeing someone that has bounced back from whatever they financially lost, or they felt like they lost financially, because they were able to grow spiritually and mature spiritually and become more emotionally sound in their maturity, in their adulthood, and how it is that they spiritually navigate throughout life. Because money is good, it is nice, it is a compliment to the experiences that we get to have in this life. Though spiritually, we want to make sure that we're sound as well. And we also want to make sure that we're spiritually and emotionally secure, okay? So towards the end of the cycle of the read, I am seeing that King of Pentacles energy, where someone is financially stable. Like I did say, that abundance energy, a positive mindset, manifesting wealth, gratitude, bliss, and blessings. You are being received in this King of Pentacles energy as influential. So someone that is financially secure and makes very good financial decisions, and also someone that has more than enough to invest in others, okay? And it's not shocking that a Capricorn would be in a King of Pentacles energy, and you're genuine in your influence in others, and you know, and how others receive you as being like someone that's influential in how you manage your money, how you invest in certain things, how you invest in yourself, what you invest in. And people don't mind taking advice from you or following your lead, because financially you the boss, okay? So let's talk about your future. In your future, I'm seeing the Seven of Pentacles. So with the Seven of Pentacles energy, there is that representation of you working hard, though you should not work so hard that you are exhausted as a resource for others to follow, okay? What I'm seeing is, like, don't work too hard to be a romantic. Let it come natural to you. Okay, you are focusing on that deep listening energy. You are in that energy of rebirth. You are in that ascension of going in uncharted waters, let's say, right? And so as you're navigating through this sea of life, what I'm really seeing for you is that, yeah, like Spirit is saying, like, don't work too hard and exhaust yourself to the point where it brings out some type of violence or some type of insult, whether if it's coming from the person that you're being vulnerable, emotional, and romantic with, right? Because why would you want to bring out negativity or violence or any type of abusive behavior in a partner or someone that you love, right? There has to be a part where we understand that people are going to be people, yes. Though as they give us their vulnerability, then we also understand what buttons not to press, because we respect and we love them. And we honor the relationships that we have with them, right? And I'm seeing that you can go below the belt. However, it is wise and in your best interest not to go below the belt when there are disagreements, because you understand that there's still work that you have to do on yourself within. And you're learning that big business should not be having so much power over the divide between you and people within your community, or those that make you feel safe at the beginning and the end of the day. Especially if it's someone that you're closely connected with or that you're in a relationship with. I understand you wanting to exude a frequency of dominance and responsibility as a leader. Like I did say, you were in that boss energy. Though at the same time, if people are giving you their vulnerability, then you have to handle it with grace and kindness, because your gratitude has to supersede any of the worries that are associated with the experiences that you've had in the past. Okay? And I say that to you because that's something that I practice with myself every single day, right? Give yourself grace and give grace to others. And I think that that's what that forgiveness is healing energy represents, because it's an everyday thing that we're forgiving ourselves and we're forgiving others, okay? For our world to become more of a peaceful place. Don't get violent. Don't allow anyone else to push you into getting violent. let your guardians and your angels protect you from violence against yourself and violence against others, okay? So, as far into your future as I can see, because you don't want to be, afterwards, you don't want to feel like you gotta apologize for something that you said out of anger, right? You don't want to be embarrassed over something that you didn't really mean to say, though you meant to say it because you were trying to hurt someone. Though the reality of it is, say the things that you mean to say with an intention to heal someone and not hurt them, regardless of if there's a conflict. Because your ego should not be always running your life show. Why? Because you don't take this physical vessel with you into the next life to prove a point. It's your spirit, it's your heart, it's your soul that goes with you. Yeah? So be led by your grace and your willingness to be obedient to God's source energy, because you're not at war with yourself. You're not at war with others. It's just the principalities of it all. And you have so much intelligence within you that you can be above it all. Okay? How's that for logic? So in the Five of Rods reverse, I see no conflict. Okay, that could represent like interest or something like that. Like there's no conflict of interest. There's no conflict in regard to the abundance that you're manifesting or that you want to be long lasting for yourself. You really are being received as glorious and caring and sensual, graceful, empathetic, compassionate to others, and even with yourself as you need to be. And you're also being received as someone that reflects on how it is that is the best way to move forward, right? So to you, Capricorn, I say job well done, right? I also say congratulations on your ascension, because you're in the process of it, and I can see that. And I'm really proud of you, you know, as someone that's also a spiritual being. Yeah, we're all spiritual. It's not a religion. We didn't have a choice in being spiritual beings. So I just congratulate you on your journey. And I send you love, light, and healing energy on your journey. And I will see you all next time. Bye.